What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a great day. And if you're new to the channel, want to hit the subscribe button, that would help me out immensely. I apologize for my inconsistent uploads. As most of you know, I am incredibly busy at work, and with it being Easter, I'm just even more busy cranking out those hours to, as you all know, if you're following the channel, I am trying to buy a house. I did find a house I really like. It's just up my street. Pretty decent size. The estimated mortgage is around my range, and what really sold me on this house was the nice flat driveway and the 3-car garage all side by side. So next week going to be linking up with some realtors to give me the rundown on the process of buying a house, if this house is right for me and my family, and all that fun adult stuff. So I'm just working hard for the down payment for this house because I really want it more than the Skyline, more than the Preludes. Engine swap, I really want this house. And if I can get this house, then I'll be saving a ton of extra money a month. So fingers crossed, hopefully all goes well next week. So up to date, I made another vlog right after Cars and Coffee about building ramps that I didn't post because it was only 6 minutes long. But I think in my Clean Culture vlog, which thank you everybody who watched that vlog and showed me support, I truly appreciate it. In that vlog, I explained to you that my Rezacs were leaky boys. Just got back from Machi today and they don't leak anymore, hopefully, fingers crossed. On one wheel, one of the hardware was loose and the silicone from the inside between the face and barrel wasn't sealed all the way, which I remember seeing that and I just ignored it, so that was on me. And then on the other set, 5 of the hardware were super loose and the wheel wasn't sealed completely, again on me. And with, I don't know if it was this wheel in particular, but after I sealed it up, I immediately went and test fitted it on the car. And with the extra pressure from the jack, I believe that separated the hardware and messed up the silicone, so also on me. So I rebuilt these the other day and I just threw a bunch of silicone on it. The front side is really clean, but if you look at the back side, oh God, it's a disaster, but they're not gonna see it, so all is well. And for update numero dos, it's not really an update, but what I'm definitely going to be doing this year after the house purchase, because the house is my priority right now, is swap out the engine and transmission in the Prelude. Yay, I know a lot of you want to hear that. So I was comparing the H22A, the JDM spec, to the H22A Euro R spec. Of course, the Euro R is a high compression motor. It's 11.0 and it pushes stock 220. And the JDM spec, H22A, is a 10.6 compression and it just pushes the stock 200 horsepower. But I guess you can justify that. I'm just gonna go with the JDM H22A. That would save me like 700 bucks. Might go with the LSD transmission. I'm not too sure yet, but my plans for the swap are to just keep it NA, bolt-ons, intake manifold, throttle body. Already got the cold air intake, the lightweight pulleys. I'll upgrade the radiator to the Mishimoto, buy Honda, have my buddy Evan tune the car, and hopefully with all those bolt-ons and a nice tune, the motor will produce about 230, 235 horsepower. So maybe like 195, 205 wheel, which is like plenty for me. And also with the swap is definitely what this channel needs for me to blow up. And that'll be great content showing you guys how, step by step, how to swap, how to do the automatic to 5-speed conversion. So with the motor out, my plans are also to tuck and probably just tuck right now. Tuck the bay. I don't want to shave it because I don't want my Prelude to be down for too long. So I'm thinking with the bay, after it's all nice and cleaned up, thinking like pearl white. Of course, the valve cover, I'll either do pearl white or raspberry, probably raspberry. Oh, also I'll get like an aftermarket header and exhaust. Of course with a nice tune, try not to make it sound too ricey. That's pretty much it, guys, that I want to do after the motor swap. And also Alex and I have some friends that have a shop, and I'm sure they would be more than down to help me with the transmission and motor swap. Of course, I pay them full price, and this would be an awesome learning experience for me and for you guys as well. I would love to tackle this at my own house by myself, but I feel more confident with knowledgeable mechanics because I'm only a YouTube mechanic, but I know my way around the motor pretty well. So hopefully the prelude will be down like a month when that process starts to hit. Again, house is a priority. I want to do this more than the GTR, which, funny story, sorry about rambling so much. Nate with the GTR that I detailed last month sent me this dude's contact information. He's selling his 1992 Nissan Skyline GTR in the AH3 red wine pearl paint code, completely immaculate, military owned, barely driven, and it's just, I believe it was like bone stock too. It was gorgeous, guys. This car was so nice. And he only wanted $19,000 for it. If I wasn't buying a house, that GTR would be in my possession within 2 weeks, which sucks because I knew something like that would happen as I was looking for a house. I knew that a GTR would come up dirt cheap, but with that GTR being that low of a price, I'm sure someone is already making moves, taking out a loan, all that good stuff. But the GTR, I promise you, will come one day, I promise. I'm gonna do whatever I can after the house purchase and the motor swap, and then, oh shit, then we still gotta do the Type S front conversion and then get that painted too. So it's all in the works, guys. Again, I wish I had more content myself to just record and document, throw out, but again, this house is my priority. I want this more than anything, and to me, family first before my, I guess, my luxury needs. But that is all for my rambling, guys. Thank you for listening, if you were listening or just skipping around. But thank you for hearing me ramble. Let's get this video started. Today, we are going to be changing the head gasket on George's Civic. Long story short, the head gasket is blown. The reason why the radiator was dripping and losing coolant oil, obviously, the head gasket was blown. He's blowing white smoke. There's oil getting into the radiator. That's why there was, I guess they call it chocolate milk in the coolant reservoir and coming out when we drained it in the, I believe it was like 2 vlogs ago. So I told them we need to like swap it out as soon as possible because we don't want the radiator fluid seeping into the motor and causing it to lock up and or throw a piston. But I know George bought the head gasket already and the head studs. And guys, I guess my 2 cents when it comes to like head gaskets like that, always go OEM. Just from experience. I know there's like Felpro and Dayco and some other stuff that can get you by, but I always go OEM when it comes to gaskets. So we're gonna go ahead and swap that out and hopefully fix all the loss of oil, loss of coolant, and trying to get this Civic running good. He wants to buy an MR2, so we're gonna pretty much flip this Civic. We're gonna do our best. So within like the next 2 or 3 months, the Civic should be running really good and should be ready for sale. So if you are interested in a cheap daily and you are local and it will be mechanically sound, let me know. But guys, see you at George's. What is up, everybody? We are at the boy's house. Yo, oh shit. Dude, good job. Where's that Johnny at? Look at that head. Oh, dude, it's a leaky boy. We might as well adjust the valves, dude.
You know how to do it?
I know how to do it, but I've never practiced it. That's crazy. Well, there you go, guys. There's half the job done. Want to explain what we did, what you did? Took the valve cover off. That was easy.
Yeah, took the valve cover off. Took the exhaust manifold, the intake manifold. We had to loosen up the timing belt, distributor, and then pretty much pry the block off.
Pry the block off. All right.
And now we're cleaning it up.
Ooh,
see.
Look at those pistons. Ooh, is it supposed to look like that? Oh, I meant like this.
Oh, this? I don't know, dude. I think it was like, to me, it looked pretty beat up.
It looked blown. Well, not blown, but it looks like
it's about to get blown.
Oh, fuck. All right, guys. So right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and just clean up the motor, the head as much as I can. Get all this icky grime off, and then make sure that the ports are nice and clean for the new gasket. Update, guys. Just got a lot of the head clean. It's really cool seeing this thing taken apart, see how everything works. If you flip it over carefully, you can see where your spark plugs come out from. Pretty neat. Just gonna continue cleaning it a little bit more. Scrape off this gasket here and move on to the next step. All right guys, so got it pretty clean. Got a lot of the old gasket out as we could. Still gonna hit this area up a little bit more. We were using like engine cleaner and Goo Gone. Remember, just be careful if you're doing it this way. I don't recommend this way, but we don't have like right tools to take off this gasket, but just be careful of debris falling in the ports. What we should really do honestly is like seal it up and then start scraping, but we were really careful to make sure that nothing got in the ports. Just be careful when doing this method. All right guys, we're gonna take a break, grab some food. We'll see you at EQ. Dang, you're so tall, dude. Yeah. I gotta like go my tippy toes and point the camera up to see you. We are back home, everybody. We are going to try to finish up cleaning the head here. Also going to be putting a new oil pan gasket on and then assembling the head back onto the block. All right guys, next we're gonna take out the dowels here on the head. Got a 1/2-inch drive extension, putting it into the dowel, some pliers, and slowly twisting it out. Beautiful.
What are we doing? See, Alex, we need you, man.
We need you, bro. Poor motor, dude. That's all burnt. But Honda runs strong. All right, got the genuine Honda OEM head gasket on. Pretty. All right, let's throw the head back on. All right guys, so before you put the head on, be sure to lube up the piston walls. Good job, George. You finger movements.
Baby.
All right guys, got the head back on, thanks to the boys. By no means is this a tutorial video or DIY, this is just vlogging, but make sure when you put the head back on that there are no gaps between the head and the block. Everything is looking good so far. And again, oil up all the valve retainers, this whole head, just oil up. Your sequence. So we're still on step one. So for step one, there is again a sequence you can find in the Helms manual. So step one, you'll torque everything to 14 pounds. Then step two, following the same sequence, you'll torque to 36 pounds. Step three, same sequence, you'll tighten to 49 pounds. And then step four, you'll double check that all 10 bolts are torqued down to 49 pounds. All right guys, just got done with the fourth step. All 10 of the head studs are torqued down to 49 pounds. Got the header gasket on as well as the intake manifold gasket. Various sensors are now clipped in. George is struggling to put on the pulley, but unfortunately we are running out of time since I have to go to work in like 6 hours. So we're gonna continue this tomorrow. What is up everybody? It is the next 2 days. It is Easter, happy Easter. All right, man. So what's our issue after we assembled it? You assembled it.
It's still leaking.
Oh God.
Near the head gasket. You can see like right down here.
Hmm.
And then it's all cooling coming out of the back. Can't really see it. The intake manifold's in the way, but it's
You can kind of see it there.
and then you can see it on the ground.
Oh, Jeebus.
So either the head gasket is off or
I think the head gasket is off. So I was thinking hopefully like the block's not bent, but it should be okay. All right, so after further inspection, the head gasket actually just shifted when we put the head back on. Not a big deal. We inspected the block for any cracks or any warping, and it's looking good so far, but we'll keep you guys updated.
shut it off, shut it off.
All right, so we took the head off again, torqued all 10 bolts back down, inspected the gasket. We're gonna try the coolant now. Hopefully it doesn't leak out the head. Another update, so unfortunately the coolants are leaking from the bottom of the head again. Both the gaskets, head gaskets are relatively the same. Bolts are not stripped. So we're thinking either just not seating properly or that the block itself is warped. Alright everybody, so third time is a charm. We figured out that the alignment dowel pins weren't properly seated. After messing around with it a few times, the head is now fully seated to the block. We filled it with coolant and no leaks. No leaks. Final update, we got everything reattached. George is on the bottom of the car tightening up the remainder of the header. Got the airflow box good, distributor good, all clamps and wires are good. Last thing to do is to start the car. Alright guys, third or fourth or final update. It is not leaking anymore after we installed the intake manifold. Oddly enough, I don't know, that's weird, but thank God it's not leaking. Hopefully everything's all nice and sealed up now. Everything's back together. We're gonna now flush the cooling system and pray to God that the motor does not blow up. Alright guys, let the car run for about 15 minutes. No issues. Except for there's an idling issue because it's an aftermarket, not aftermarket, it's a different intake manifold for this motor. So this nipple here needs a hose, but there's nowhere to connect it to. But now we are going to seafoam the car, try to get all of those carbon off the pistons and off the motor, because you guys saw in the previous clips that this motor is spanked. Oh! Oh! Oh. It's a very dirty car. So seafoam is in the gas tank and also through the brake master hose or master hose. So we're gonna let it sit for about 15 minutes for the seafoam to clean up the system, and then we'll let it run again for another 10, and then our job should be done. Literally smoking out the neighborhood. All right, first drive was a success. Car's driving incredibly smooth now. It's like a whole new car. It is the next day, everybody. The last clip I made, I wasn't too content with. I was super tired and haggard. But Civic is running great. It still boggles my mind how the block kept leaking with the intake manifold off. And when we put the intake manifold back on, the block seated itself. Still boggles my mind because once everything's torqued down, everything's seated. But I don't know, I guess that's just engineering. But thank you guys for making it to the end of the video. I truly appreciate all of your love and support. I got a couple of videos in mind that I'm going to be filming the next couple of days. So I have some more content for you guys. Again, trying to keep it as consistent as I can, but also working towards my dreams. But again, thank you guys so much for everything. If you do want to support the channel, link in the description below to the Big Cartel account. Remember, aim high, drive low. We'll see you next video. Take care.